And how can we know the way, Master? And Jesus answered. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. This evening, I want to ask you, do you know the way? Do you know the truth? And do you know the life? It is only through Jesus that we can get to the Father. And it is only through Jesus that we can have life. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to My Life is My Testimony. And of course, you are watching us live on Omega Live TV, on Facebook, and on YouTube. It is OMEGALIVE TV. And I'll ask you that if you have not liked our Facebook page, just give us a like. And if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, same name, just go and subscribe right now before we get on to the main business. You remember last week we had an amazing gentleman here to share his mind-blowing testimony with us. He's here, as I promised you, to finish his story. And I believe that it will touch you and it will bless you this evening. Once again, I will encourage you to share this video with someone. Just click on the link, copy this link, share it with someone on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on whatever, on Snapchat, whatever medium that you deem fit to share it this evening. I'll just encourage you, share this with someone before we bring him on. Hallelujah. Like I said, he was sharing a mind-blowing testimony. He didn't get to finish it, and I promised you that I'll bring him back. And yes, today the man himself is here to finish his story. And I believe your life will not be the same. This program is aimed at letting us people know about Jesus Christ, what he has done in our lives. You know what? We used to be in things that we did not want to be. We used to be in the world, living all kinds of lifestyle. This program is aimed at evangelizing to the youth, to the old, to the young. And we want to tell you that Jesus Christ still saves. It does not matter what you've done, where you've been. He is still in the business of saving souls. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you one more time Mr. Micheal Nana Opoku Gyamfi. You're welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
And as usual, we have our own evangelist, Bright Adade. You're welcome as well.
Thank you very much.
I'll go straight to Mr. Micheal, known as Micheal James, isn't it?
Yes, it is. That was my old name.
That was your old name,
yeah,
right?
So I changed it to Micheal.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people are watching you today, and then they want to hear the rest of the story that you had to share with us last week.
Definitely.
So yes, over to you, Mr. Micheal.
All I want to say is all is well, and all is good, and all is great. I give thanks for being here because God is great. God has done amazing things in my life.
Amen.
I know last week's segment is totally different from this week's segment.
Sure.
Because last week was part of the old me. So I wanted to show a bit of the flamboyant side, the hatch side, share a bit of my story so people know what I've been through and how the transition took place and where I am today. Yeah. So today,
before, in case you did not watch us last week, you know what, and you're a bit not too finding your feet with us today, the video is still on our pages. You can just after today, you can just still go and recap and watch, and then you get to know his old story that he's talking about. Yes, Micheal.
Yeah. So it is great. Like I said, it's so great to be here, and I'm grateful that I have this opportunity to share my testimony, and I'm hoping that anyone out there that is going through anything can pay mine and listen. Maybe it might impact someone's life. And obviously the transaction is not something that did happen overnight. It was something that took place. It took time. It was a process. I went through some dark times. I went through some lonely times. I went through some difficult stages to get here. But last week, I think we left it off where we was talking about the relationships that I've been in with the mothers of my children. And to be honest with you, I don't even want to talk about the problem because we all know what the problem is. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
We all know that the devil's a liar. We all know how the evil comes into our homes and destroy people's lives. destroy families. And we all know about gun crime. We all know about drugs. We all know about the crimes that is going on the street right now. We all know what's going on right now. But what's important is about the solution. What type of solution? How do we live our day-to-day life with the problems that we are faced every day, with the challenges that we are faced every day? How do you look at a problem and look past the problem, but facing it with a positive mindset? So this is why I'm here today. I will recap a little bit about what I went through.
Yes.
And obviously we talked on the subject of growing up in Ghana, the difficulty here, the difficulties, the challenges that came with coming into London to meet my mom, and my mom's being sick and going to school, the problems that I had in going to school, all the challenges that I faced, like the bullying, the fights, being an African kid without having nobody really and truly to support me, and things like that, the challenges that I went through, leaving school as a teenager, things that I experienced on the street, you know what I mean, turning to the street, selling weed, wherever, coke, wherever, not drugs, you know what I mean, doing fraud, doing all of that, robberies, you know what I mean, all these burglaries, all these type of things that, you know what I mean, that could have destroyed me, how I was able to turn my life around, you know what I mean. So I'm really grateful to be here, to be honest with you, and I'm hoping that what I got to say today will help some kid's life. And
sure.
I always want to base it upon God, because I know if it wasn't for God, if it wasn't for the foundation that I had embedded in me from young, I know that I would have definitely lost my way. Because even knowing God, I was still doing bad. But the fact that I knew God, I was praying every time I was getting into situations, every time that I was going through something, I've always known that God will take me out of it.
That's right.
Even when I was in, you know what I mean, even when I was locked up, you know what I mean, even when I'm spending time in the police cells, and I mean, even when we were going to go and beat up someone, or we're getting into some serious confrontations out there, beef, you know what I mean, out there, like all those situations, you know what I mean, I always knew that God would take me out of it. But you know what, the most important thing is the affliction, when somebody take something off of you to go and do something with it.
Okay.
And that is when my biggest challenge came, because I've always knew as a kid that no matter what, especially, you know, when you hear your parents talking and they're talking about some things that they've gone through, philosophies, and you think to yourself, oh, that would never happen to me, or if it happens to me, I will deal with it this way, or I will deal with it that way.
That's right.
And to be honest with you, I went through some challenges where somebody took something of mine, like they did, you know what I mean, they took a piece of my hair, a piece of my nail, a piece of my clothing, and they buried it. They basically did ritual against me in my life, and that was very difficult. And when I got to know about it, basically it was the mother of my child, and her mother did that.
How did she get access to?
Well, I was in the same house as them, and I'm very, how can I say, I'm somewhere that I tend to pamper myself a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I'll cut my nails, I'll make sure that I always go and clean hair. Yeah, I'll groom myself, I always make sure that I get a fresh haircut, you know what I mean? I'm always making sure that I look neat, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. So I will cut my nails around here, and you know, when you trust people so easily.
It actually doesn't come to mind that someone would do
that's it, you know what I mean? And
you wouldn't have considered it.
I would never
naturally have a living with that person.
That's right. I never, you know what, to be honest with you, I never ever understood why somebody want to destroy another being's life.
That's right.
But as I've come to understand it also, is that obviously people are easily jealous of you,
right?
You know what I mean? And people will hurt you without even they themselves knowing, you know what I mean, what you're doing. And that's the most dangerous thing, because half of the time, you know, people hurt people and they don't even know that they don't even know what they're doing. It's like some negative spirit, some entity enter into them.
But in this instant,
and they hurt you. But this incident,
you is somebody that you know is the mother of your child, as you say. So how did that turn sour, and how did that ritual get to happen?
To be honest with you, I know the family for a long time, and I was very close with the older sister. So me and the older sister, you know, we were very close. We used to do a lot of business together, and basically the younger sister got involved, you know, penetrate the relationship that I have with the older sister. Put my hands up, guilty as charged, you know. I was weak. I ended up getting with the younger sister. She get pregnant, and obviously the family didn't take it so well. But I didn't expect the family to do what they did, because I was more like a son to their mom. You know, I was more like a part of that family. So obviously as Ghanaians, I feel that we would do things a little bit different. But nevertheless, you know what I mean, I gave the family their first granddaughter, you know what I mean, and I didn't expect the family to do what they did. I used to share everything with their mom, you know. I tell her all my plans, whatever I was doing. But even the sister infiltrating the relationship that I have with the older sister, it was something that was planned. It was not something that happened by accident. It was something that was planned by the mother and the sister. Do you understand?
And the older sister or the younger sister?
The younger sister, you know what I mean?
When the older sister didn't have any idea.
The older sister knew that the mom favored the younger one. And everything that the older sister was doing, it was more like the mom was supporting the younger one more, even though the older sister and the mom was close. But the younger sister had a little bit more, you know, impact on the mom. You know, and then the younger sister was a bit more devious, you know what I mean? She envied the older sister. Oh, wow. So everything that the older sister had, the younger sister wanted to have it. Sure. You know what I mean? But in saying that, when I got to find out what they did after she had a baby and everything, and we did the christening and everything, I've gone to go and pick up my daughter. And that time, you know, me and the family, we wasn't so great. We wasn't in a very good place. So the sister, when I got there to pick up the child, to pick up my daughter, she wouldn't give me the baby. And before I got there, I phoned them to tell them that I was going to be late, you know. So I got there, she wouldn't give me the baby. So I decided to walk away. So she was cursing me, swearing, saying all kinds of things. So you know what? I didn't want part of the argument and all of that. So I walked away. Right. Her mom even came to the door, cussing me, swearing at me, wherever. No. Wow. So she chased me down the road. And she decided to fight me because I'm walking away and I'm not giving her what she wants. So I was quite surprised, like, I'm here to pick up my child. You don't want to give me my child, so what do you want me to do? I'm walking away. And now she wants to fight me. So she scratched me, she ripped my jumper, all kinds of things. And, you know, I happened to basically fire off, pushed her away. And, you know, I walked off. I'm confused this time, because I've never seen that energy in her before. Wow. And when she attacked me, it wasn't her. I knew it wasn't her, because this girl was so calm. Right. And all of a sudden she just flipped. And I saw a different side in her, and I knew it wasn't her, you know. But I left, and I went and I was sitting at the bus stop. I was sitting on one pave behind the bus stop. And I couldn't understand what was going on. So I'm there and I'm praying, I'm saying, God, what's going on? You know what I mean? I knew, because even with the christening, you know what I mean, the mom made a speech, and the speech that the mom made wasn't all that good, you know what I mean? So everybody was wondering, what's going on? Like, people can tell there's a conflict going on here. There's something wrong. So I was sitting down and I was praying, like, I'm so confused. I don't know what I'm doing, you know what I mean? I'm praying. And I saw a man from the side of my eye, you know, walking up, right? I lifted my head, the man was standing in front of me. I was like, okay, and I was so shocked. And the first thing the man said to me is that, you are so blessed. And he pointed to my forehead. He goes, you got a business mind. And that time, mind you, I was doing a lot of business. I started being going back and forth to Ghana. You know, I was been going back and forth to Ghana. I was doing a lot of things. I was I was selling trainers. I was doing markets. I was doing markets. I was doing markets all over the place, and I had a lot of trainers. And that's why I was moving like containers of trainers. You know what I mean? And I was still doing my thing. I was still moving my weed. I was still doing road basically.
So
I don't want you to cut it.
I'm not cutting you, but I need to just tell someone. I need people to hear this because it's getting interesting. I'm really getting drawn to the story. But I just want to tell you out there watching us right now, you know what? I'm getting into the story, and I don't want to get lost. I don't want to go in without telling you to share this story with someone. Look, just pick up your phone and then share this story. It is getting interesting. It is. I'm getting in deep, and I don't want to go without you. I just want you to pick up your phone, share this link, on Facebook, Omega Live TV, OMEGALIVE TV, on YouTube channel, OMEGALIVE TV as well. Just subscribe to our YouTube page and like our Facebook page, and share this video with someone before I allow him to continue. Yes. This is powered by Omega House Multimedia as well. And this is my life. It's my testimony. Mr. Michael, let's go.
So I was doing a lot of business, you know, and the older sister, she is very business oriented as well. You know what I mean? She got a very good business mind. So I used to do a lot of markets with her, and you know what I mean, we used to bounce off each other, you know what I mean. She used to help me a lot. So the younger sister basically infiltrated. So the man stood in front of me, the man was telling me about me. He said, you know what, you are so blessed. You're so blessed, you know what I mean. You got a business mind and that, but there's somebody trying to take that off of you. Somebody's trying to destroy you. Yeah. And this person has taken a piece of your hair, a piece of your nail, a piece of your clothing, a piece of my nails from my feet, yeah, and basically I've done something with it. So basically they want to take away your business mind, they want to take away your appearance, they want to take away the money from your hand, and they basically want to destroy your path, your feet. So when the man told me this,
that was a deep
I was like, oh my gosh.
Shocking.
You know what I mean? How could anyone want to do this to me? You know what I mean? And the man said it's an elder woman and another young girl, this and this, and described, and straight away I knew what the man was talking about. I knew who the man was talking about. And you know what? After the man told me this, he told me not to tell nobody. Yeah. But he wanted to do something to reverse it. Now, knowing me, yeah, and know where we come from, we all know God. Yeah. I didn't want the man to go and try and reverse nothing, so anything going to happen to someone's side. More likely, I'm going into deeper, into uncharted waters that I don't know about.
Do you think it was from God?
You know what? Of course it was from God, because I was praying, because I didn't understand. And what people don't understand is that God finds different ways of giving you a message. And I already saw the red flags, you know what I mean, with this family from a long time, but I turned a blind eye to it. And you have to remember, the common way of God communicating with you is through words. That's the easiest way. But God show you through things through dreams. God show you through things through your feelings and your emotions and how you feel about somebody when you're around them. But you know, sometimes some people play a very good, they act very well until they want to show you their true colors, and they, you know what I mean, they reveal themselves as the wolves that they are, because really and truly all this time they are wolves in sheep clothing. So you know what I mean, I get invited to the house, I eat with them, I drink with them. So something like this happened. I didn't expect the mom to behave. I didn't expect the mom to do that. You understand? Yeah, I could understand that the mom upset and all of that, but I didn't expect them to go to that level. So when I was told that, at first I didn't believe it. So I went to my older cousin, and I told my older cousin about it, and he basically said, Mike, you know what, let's go to church and we pray about it. You know what I mean? There's nothing that they can do. You know what I mean? God's in control, this and this and that. And once I was talking to my older cousin Nami, I decided I'm going to go to church. So I started going to church. But I was already a church goer. I'm already a prayerful guy. Because of the life that I lived and from the background I come from. Like I said, my parents were Jehovah's Witnesses. Growing up in Ghana, you know what I mean, like we've always gone to church, you know what I mean, and I've been around family. I see family pray and break through barriers, and you hear a lot of stories and things like that. So I've always been prayerful, you know. So as time goes on, you know what I mean, my cousin gave me a DVD, and it was The Secret, like The Secret Laws of Attraction. And before this, I was reading a book from a lady called, an author called Ilanza Van Zant, and it's called The Act of Faith, and it's a daily meditation book that is from 1st of January to the 31st of December, and I read a page of that book every day. So that time I was really getting awakened. You know, into certain things. I was getting awakened, and I was listening. I was listening to a lot of publications and that. So I was more likely, I was so searching for something, because I got into business, and I was reading a lot of business books, and I was reading a lot of inspirational books, and I started reading a book for about Richard Branson and all of that. So I started reading a lot of, you know what I mean, books, trying to be inspired in how to go about with business. So that time I started tapping into, you know what I mean, into books and that. So when The Secret came to me, I got to find out that the book that I was reading, The Act of Faith, is relating to The Secret. And basically what The Secret was teaching, it was teaching about the power of the mind. You know, it's teaching about the power of the mind, and whatever we think about, we bring about. So that helped me to take my focus of what is and put my focus on what is preferred.
That's right.
You understand? So all this time, I didn't even think that it was I knew that the girl's mom was doing it, but at first I thought it was the mom and the sister trying to get me because of the younger sister, not knowing that it was the younger sister and the mom that was doing it. So what happened is that I drew the younger sister closer to me, and I'm trying to show the younger sister, look.
So is that why you said that you believe it wasn't physical, but it was a spiritual thing? But you believe it was planned beforehand.
It was
so this thing you're saying it's not physical. Physically, this is what you're going through, but spiritually, it's a challenge that was set. And your downfall came from there.
Obviously, it's the spirit, the flesh is weak, innit? You understand what I'm saying to you? Yeah. And like I said, I saw signs. But you know what? I ignored the signs. Understand? Until it really happened, and I was like, oh my gosh.
It happened to all of us.
This is what, you know what I mean? I've actually fallen into the trap. So like I said, at first I thought it was the older sister and the mom, but it's the younger sister. But at this time, I've drawn the younger sister close to me, because remember, I've got a child with her now. So I have to try. I was trying to protect her and protect the child. So I would take the child. So that time, they used to give me the child. I used to have the child every weekend. I used to have my daughter every weekend. So from 3 months old, I started having my daughter. Yeah. And that time, I didn't know nothing about kids. I've been around children and all of that, but not to have my own child that I'm looking after, you know what I mean, bathing, feeding, clothing, do you understand? And the child was so young. My mom was in Ghana at the time. So, you know what I mean, everything was on my own. So I used to have my child every weekend, and that killed off my social life. Yeah, that killed off my social life. And I used to take my daughter to church every weekend. But the family used to give me a lot of problems, unnecessary problems.
So is that when it started going bad? How did it really get to the
Well, it really got bad, because you remember the mom where the mom has started. Understand? It's a momentum that she has started, trying to destroy me. Do you understand? But you remember, I'm praying against it, so I'm going to church. So this time, I used to go to a church in Dalston, in Clapton, called the Round Chapel. Pastor name is Wayne Markham. So I used to go to Wayne Markham, and I ended up getting baptized in the Round Chapel. A friend of mine used to go to that church, so a friend, she invited me, and I used to go with her, and I got baptized from Wayne Markham. I even started taking my daughter's mum. But I used to take my daughter every weekend, because remember, she was with me every weekend until she was about maybe 2-3 years old, you know. So in this time, going through this process, the family was giving me a lot of problems. So you know what I mean? One time I was there at home.
So you see, with the police come, some of the problems that you said you were kind of experiencing. did that problem, where did you see like maybe how the effect of the problems was coming into your life, like the effects and things that you saw that was different from how you was living
that's what I was trying to say to you, because remember, these things were happening, you know what I mean, in spiritual, do you understand? But physically, these people are weak people.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying to you? Yeah, they're weak. When you see them, you wouldn't even think like that. They're weak.
That's right.
Understand? You can tell they're weak. They're not like us. They're not
spiritual
built.
things
They
are
understand?
different,
But
like you
spiritual things were different. So this girl used to come and she used to demand money. She used to demand things. And I just never used to understand everything that she want. I used to give it to her. Then she used to say, "Oh, she have problem with her mama at home." So I made her come and stay with me for a while. She started stealing money from me. So many things were happening, and that time I'm still trying to do business. I'm still trying to send things to Ghana, back and forth, and trying to do my thing. And everything I was doing started mashing up. Everything I was doing, I was losing money. I was losing money. I was losing friends. Things start going wrong. Things start going wrong from one to another. And that time I used to bring a lot of weed from Ghana as well. You know, because that's the thing I was doing. But I was also doing markets. I was also doing other stuff. Understand? Trying to branch out of that life. You know what I mean? Because that time I've let go of the road of the coke and the brown and the heroin and all of that stuff. You get me? So I just concentrate on the weed. Understand? So I used to get I was getting money in. I was getting money, and I mean weed was coming.
But you lost all that money. You saying
I lost all that money. I lost all that money through a transaction. One big transaction I did. You know what I mean? I lost over 200 grand. You know what I mean?
What happened
in that transaction?
Tell us just a little bit in the flash.
Basically, the people I was working with. I was, you know what I mean, I was moving a lot of weed for them. They used to come in, and I was part of that circle. So an avenue was open to have my own shipment coming for myself. Understand? The money I have there, I put the money in there. You know what I mean? And this time when I did the maths, probably be sitting about maybe, you know what I mean, 1.2 mil. You get me? Do you understand?
But you put in a lot of money in to try and get that back.
Just trying to get that back, because you get me? Like, I've got an avenue to have my own thing. So what did I do?
So they sucked you in.
So they sucked me in, you get me? So I'm paying off money here, I'm paying off money there, send this for this, send this for that. Transportation came up to, you get me, how much grants and wherever not. So I'm dealing with these elders, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to establish myself now. You know what I mean?
So
and
you're trusting them that this will be a breakthrough.
Bro, be a major player in this game, innit? Bro. I've set the thing off nicely, you get me? This time I'm planning to go Ghana. I've got myself a dog, like, you get me? I've got myself my Rottweiler. You get me? I'm training the dog here, so when I go Ghana, you get me? The dog is already trained, like, you get me? I'm putting everything together, you know what I mean? My yard was getting done, everything, bro. The transaction, everything, I've sent off the money for them now, but it never returned.
Wow.
So I'm there and I'm waiting for this thing to come. Then boom, I get a phone call. The thing reached, but they grabbed the Interpol, got the thing.
Oh, wow. So how much did you lose then?
Boy, bro! How
much did you lose?
I'll be honest with you, I lost over 200K.
Wow.
230 to be precise. Yeah.
Wow.
The money was gone. And
how do you feel?
Bruv, that time there, I'm telling you, bro, I felt so stupid because I don't know how I made that decision. But you remember, when things are happening in darkness, and this time I'm having a lot of bad dreams, you know, having a lot of bad dreams. I'm conflicting.
But would you also say that, you know, sometimes this is one thing we don't realize, you know, the circumstances of the things we indulge in, whether selling drugs, whether maybe that you make it doing a robbery, taking something off someone, all these things are things that's just bad. And obviously, you know, like he says, the karma, a bad thing. Definitely. That's why that happened. Definitely. And you see, sometimes what we actually forget and we take for granted is, you know, any money that you don't work for, you don't proper work for, and you work, it's like, you know, you're working for the devil or for the world.
Yeah.
You always, it comes like it's like a bird.
As it comes,
and it will
goes.
fly away. It will just go.
As it comes, it goes.
So you know
what I mean. As it comes, it goes. But you know
So
what?
how did you see that the transition from having money and then losing it? And what was the impact on you?
To be honest with you,
Right.
yeah. One, I felt so stupid because I was saying to myself, why would I even put all that money to do one transaction just to make, understand? Because I'm always thinking of big things, and that's what I'm saying to you. I'm trying to flip it, you know what I mean? You got the money, because it took me a little while to start that P, but you know what? Flip it, you get me? It would take me a little while to get it back, but I was gonna, when you wear the maths, you get me?
Yeah.
Boy, 1.2, bro, that was good enough. So you know what?
Definitely.
I took the risk. And definitely, when everything that you do, there's an equal and opposite reaction to everything.
That's right.
Right? So I understand that money was not for me. That lifestyle was not for me. But bro, it took me another 10 years to really and truly grasp the concept that was not for me. Because after that, don't think that I've never thought I've hooks trying to
catch that.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Trying to find a way to make the money back. And do you understand what I'm saying to you? Because that's what I knew.
It was like kicking against the stone. It will bounce back.
That's what I knew.
So bringing us back to the story, you know, at that point where, you know,
lost the dough.
Yes.
So bro, lost the dough. Now this time now, I'm mad at myself. I'm angry. I'm pissed. So, bro, it was so bad that I gone out in the morning to go for a jog with my dog, and I was so angry. My dog was behind me, and I was calling my dog, and they come, and I whipped the dog with a chain because I was so angry.
Right.
My dog ran off. I never got the dog back.
Wow.
And this is where the energy, this I say to you, bro, yeah, some energy girl come into my life, yeah, bro. Right. Everything that I loved, everything that was good about me, I was losing it. Right. I was losing it. I was losing it. Yeah, whatever they've done, yeah, it start to have an impact now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. Yeah, so I'm losing money. I'm losing business contacts, links, everybody around me, girlfriends around, people, friends I have around me. I'm losing them because I become this angry person, and people saying, "Mike, you've changed." But then you know what? I couldn't see myself changing. Understand? And if you see this girl, she's nothing and nowhere comparison to any of the women that I've been with before. And when I think about it, yeah, bro, even when I think about it, I'm angry with myself. Yeah. I'm mad. I want to say I'm mad at myself to even allow myself for that even to happen. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Yeah? For someone to have the opportunity to get me, have the opportunity to, you know what I mean, to get at me, do you understand, to do that to me. So bro, I was very, very angry. I was very bitter, and I'm losing money. I'm frustrated. So this time I'm going to friends. I'm trying to, you get me, link this one up, help me with this, help me with that. So bro, doors will open. As quickly as they open,
another one closes.
They closes.
Wow.
As quickly as they open, as quickly as I have it, I lose it. As quickly as I have it. So everything that was coming to me, I couldn't hold on to it. Everything that was coming. Within that time, I met another woman. She became the mother of my 3 children now. Wow. Bro, I met her. She was going through a situation. I decided, yeah, I'll stay with her. You know what I mean? Me and they became friends for a while. She come, obviously, everybody come with a plan. Do you understand? Yeah. And that time I'm still flamboyant. That time I'm still, you get me, I'm still doing things. As money still there, not fully gone. And I'm still want to be real because, remember, that's the life I'm living. So, in a way, I'm still not giving up. I'm still not realizing that what's happened is having an impact on me. Now, let me kick back. Now, I'm trying to get that money back.
Right.
You understand? Because I've been stuck in this P for a couple of years, for a few years.
So
you understand?
So how was you with? Because at a point in time, I realized when you were talking about your story, is that at a point in time, you sort of went back to God momentarily. I would say. I'll be honest with you. Yes. I've always Psalms 91 is my favorite scripture. Right? Okay. Now I'm saying I can wheel off to you. I can
narrate to you from Genesis to Revelation, yeah, every single chapter of the Bible. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, they're all, do you understand what I'm saying to you? Yeah, I can, because I've always, God has always been in the center. Sure. Do you understand? From young of my life. So even though I was doing badness on road and all of that, when I come home, know that I go on my knees and I pray and I ask for protection and guidance. Understand? Sure. Everything I was doing, I've always asked God. So I believe that everything that I've been through, it was God's willing, and everything that's happened to me, yeah, it was God to take me through that process and take me out of it. Just like when you get gold, you get raw gold. And gold have to go through, you have to refine, you have to go through the fire, you have to go through the furnace to come on the other side. That's a pure gold. You understand?
You see, let me just ask this question, because like I said, you spoke about church at a point in time. How was the fellowship, your fellowship in church with other people? Did anybody care? Did anybody ask you, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? How are you surviving?
How can we help you?
And a lot of people did. But you know, when you go to church,
all the support they can give you.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah.
Good question.
When you're doing certain things on road, yeah, you're finished. You go into church. You got your little money in the envelope. Sure. Yeah. You go and put in half of the time. Yeah. You know what I used to do? I wouldn't even go to the service. I will wait until the end. I've done this so many times, yeah, where I've gone to church and I put money in the envelope and I see one of the ushers. I say, please put this in a.
Why did you do that?
It was my way. No. It was my way of saying thank you. Do you understand? Because I know, yeah, I was doing bad. And sometimes, bro, I've walked into church with drugs on me. Wow. You know what I mean? and this is being real, like, you know what I mean? One time, yeah, I was being chased. I'll give you a joke. Wow. I've gone and lick a shop, yeah. I've gone and deliver some drugs to someone, yeah, some heroin and that. And when I got in the car, yeah, I left their house. I've got in the car, bro. I'm driving up the road, yeah. I looked in my rearview mirror, yeah, and there was a police car behind me. Now I'm thinking to myself, no way, I can't get caught with this, because that time I've got like an ounce of white on me, an ounce of brown. Right.
You had quite a lot.
I can't get caught with this. Wow. And that time I was in Seven Sisters. Yeah. I don't know if you guys are familiar with
I'm familiar with
like Stamford Hill. Nicole. So I've gone into Stamford Hill. I'm coming. So I've turned where that time it was I think it was a Sainsbury. I think it's the Morrison right now.
Sainsbury's and Morrison.
Yeah. So as I'm coming, they're behind me, right? So I've turned that left. Yeah, gone on Stamford Hill Road. So I'm going towards like Finsbury Park, like Manor House. Yeah. And as I've gone past the police station, yeah, I mean the train station on my right hand side, I've turned right, and I'm trying to take the back roads. Yeah, I'm trying to lose the police officers, right? I'm trying to lose them. So when I've turned right, I know that there was a little bit behind me. I've turned right. As I'm going down, I've turned left. The road bends round. So when I turned the left, and I saw that they were at the top of the road, I put my foot down. I've driven and I've gone up. As I've gone up here, coming towards Seven Sisters Road, there's a church at the top, right? Do you believe, yeah? I came out of the car. I left my car there, and I ran into the church. Yeah, I see some few youngest. You get me?
Young boys, young people.
There was two young girls, and you get me? I think it was their brother or something like that. And I pretend to be interested in the girl, like, you know what I mean, trying to chirp her and that.
Talk to her.
And she's like, oh, if you want to talk to me, you need to come to church. And you know what? I walked into the church with them. They didn't even have a clue that I was even using. Do you understand? Yes. So I walked into the church with them. You know what I mean? And they was going to do some rehearsal. Bro, I stood in the church and I prayed for about half an hour, yeah? and I left and come out. You get me?
And how did you feel on your way out? Like,
bro,
what was the thing that went through your
bro,
head when you went
at that time? You have to remember, I'm in a survival mode.
Right.
Do you understand? I prayed, I asked God for your protection, but I got away.
Right.
I used that. I'm trying to escape from the police, but I saw the church.
But I'll be real
so
with
I
you,
pull over.
because you know those things that you was doing then, it just wasn't good. Because obviously the consequences of selling drugs and
of course there was no good. That's what I'm trying
you
to
know,
let
when
you know.
when I was doing that same thing on the street, you know, I used to go through that same challenge. You know, whenever you're selling drugs, you know the outcomes and the negative impacts and all of that.
Of course.
One will pray and all of that, but you know, deep in your heart, you know that look, this is something that it's not right, and how do I get myself out of it?
It's a
Did
process.
you ever have that type?
You know, listen. Anyone don't wake up and say, "Oh, all of a sudden I've changed from being road
it
to."
takes time.
Sure.
It's a process.
It's a progress.
And anyone that does that, overnight, just remember they're not real. It's not real. Something's happened to you. If something's happened to them, it's come to a crunch, and they're trying to find a way out.
That's right.
Yeah. I knew God. It's not like I didn't know God.
Right.
I knew God, and I was doing what I was doing.
Yeah, because we all been like that.
Then that's what I'm trying to say to you. So what I'm saying is that when God is ready to pull your ears and pull you out of certain things,
you have to go
take you,
bro. You could take 7 days to walk the wilderness.
That's right.
Or you could take 10 years. It took me 10 years
to walk through that.
That's what I'm trying to let you know.
That's right.
So the time that I was going to the church and all of that, just remember, I was still being stubborn. I was still doing because I've been going to church.
Yeah.
I was going to Kingdom Hall, and I'll come and go to school the following day and rob a purse. What difference did it make?
That's right.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to let you know is that I'm not trying to glorify the road. It's not about that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to let you understand the process of what I've been through. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So when you ask me about God, I'm trying to let you know that I've even I'm running away from the police and I've run into a church.
That's right.
That's what I'm trying to let you understand.
Yeah.
Because if the church wasn't there, I know they would have definitely got me that day.
That's right.
So I have to still give my praises to God. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because it wasn't long after that I stopped doing that.
Right,
I stopped saying that, and
yes.
I concentrated on weed.
Yes, yes.
So I'm giving you an example of things that I've been through, even though knowing God, because a lot of people think that when you know God,
that's right.
that's it. You get me?
It's a process.
Do you understand? And you
walk.
have to remember, a lot of people use God to try and put God in your face and trying to be something that they're not. We all been there. You know what I'm saying? I've gone to church, and you know what I mean, I've sat in church and it's like I'm not even listening to what the pastor's saying. I'm thinking about somebody. I'm thinking about something else.
So,
you know,
what do you think, Evangelist?
Yes.
You know, with what he's saying, is the church part to be blamed? Because it's more or less. No, hold on, wait. This is it. Is it, you know, unless of course it's a youth church,
right.
where it's only youth. So obviously, whoever has a youth church is able to, you know how the youth operate, and you know what, like someone who's experienced as a youth pastor can just look at someone and say, no, this guy, something going wrong with him.
That's just very
But
true.
has it been an issue where, you know what, like there's a general church of mixed, you know, old and young, both in young, where some, or would I say, if I would say youth are neglected, and then they just seem to be hovering around the church, come just for, you know, fill the seats and then go back home, and then they're doing stuff.
Let me say something.
Yeah, sure, go on.
One thing that you have to understand, and this is something that you cannot blame nobody. There's people in church right now, as we look around, there's so many churches. There's a lot of youth going to church. There's a lot of parents taking their kids to church, and the kids are going off and doing their own thing. Their parents take them to church, they go to school, they go outside, and they learn something different. So you can't not blame the church, or you cannot say a youth pastor is going to see someone straight away and know that they're going through something. Do you understand? The church is there to help the people, to help anyone that come in with a broken heart, and as I'm saying, anyone that is going through these things. The youth pastor is supposed to know these things, but the youth pastor cannot control what the kid is doing outside. The kid coming to the church, yes, I can impact onto you the word of God. Understand? It's up to you, the youth, to listen. Like I said to you before you cut me, I've been in church and the pastor is talking about things that I'm doing, but I'm not trying to hear it. because I'm more concentrating about the money. I'm concentrating about the glamour lifestyle. I know what I'm doing is not good.
But yeah,
we all know that it's not good. But we still do it. Do you understand?
You see, like you know, and I'm glad you answered this way, and it was a great question that Bedford threw, because you know, we need to understand that this is not a blame game.
Definitely not.
It's a transformation game. It's understanding. It's teaching and it's education. You know, as it says in Hosea 4:6, it says, you know, my people perish because of lack of knowledge.
Sure. That's right.
Even to go back to more, that it says that, you know, as it says in Proverbs 1, you know, down, and it says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom and his knowledge and understanding. And as you know, once you fear God, you get to know all of this.
That's right.
One thing I'll say to you is that there is teaching, there's guidance, and there's certain ways, to bring inclusiveness, to comfort, to show love, to also follow up, daily. And these things are sometimes some of the things that I think we find the challenges in some churches. And this is where it come in, because as much as you know you might go to a church, whether it be youth or whether it be a certain pastor, and he or she or whoever it may be that is in you know, leading you know, the service or the congregation or to the young youth, that if they, as much as what they are saying to you and what they are trying to point out in regards to your wrongs and some of the things that you're doing and all of that, but if you are constantly getting that support, if you're constantly getting pastoral,
does anybody, let me ask
you see what I mean? If you're getting constant pastoral care, pastoral guidance, someone really giving you, because you see, one thing is, even in me, when I was younger, when I was going through some of my street stuff, you know, and I was on the roads and we were in gangs and you know, we were running the streets, you know, in South London. All of these times, because when I used to go to church, this is one thing I realized, that sometimes the youth was a bit neglected. You come in, right? You go in, and you'll be glad you're here. We'll give you a little role here, you do, and then you go. But no one won't follow up. But you see, in your point, if someone was really following up with you, coming finding you, Michael, on the days that you had services, on the day, on, you know, certain, even sometimes, even I'll say another perfect example.
Let me cut you.
One second before you go on. Let me just, if you're watching us, you're still on my live. It's my testimony. Don't forget to like the Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube video. It's not too late to share this with someone. We're still here. Michael is still sharing his story. It's a great story. It's getting very interesting. You know what? There are a lot of components coming into this testimony, because you know what? Most often than not, we have sort of neglected the role of the church in these things.
That's right.
You know, I thank God that he's here today, and at least we're getting to finding these things out. Well, if you joined us on Facebook, God bless you. I'll read some of your messages. And thank you. Newness Amoako Modestus, thank you for joining us. Marjorie Nunu, you're also watching. God bless you too. Priscilla Bafo in Tiamwa,
thank you.
God bless you for joining us. Bessie Sanders, God bless you. Yes, and Mary Obiniwa Amini, God bless you. Theresa Kumi, Rita Edu, Priscilla, Shirley Adams, Joseph Marfo, Mami Sawa, all of you are watching. Bessie Sanders says she can relate to this story. Hallelujah. That's right. Deborah Blessing, God bless you for joining us as well. Florence Nkrumah says amen, amen, and amen. God bless you for joining us today. Echo Alabi Savage is also watching. Rini G, I hope I got your name right, is saying more grace to you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Yes, Yabwating is also watching. Yabwating, we see you. God bless you. Bessie Sanders, yes, again. Letitia Chair is also watching. Mommy, God bless you for watching us today. Richard Anani is also watching. Sewa Gabra is watching. Eva New Love says, what you're saying, Bright, is very true concerning the youth that go to church. God bless you, Eva New Love, for joining us. Achu Glover, you are watching us today. God bless you. Well, I want to tell you that the phone lines are open now.
Right.
You can call in and ask whatever you want to ask, and we will be glad to answer. The phone numbers should be on the screen right now. If you are watching us, just feel free to call in, and we'll be glad to answer whatever question. So, like I was saying, you know what, like Brian was saying, it's an issue of shepherd and a sheep.
That's correct.
You are supposed to shepherd.
Okay.
And most of the times, you know, I get your point. Your side of the story is one side.
Definitely.
I was an adult. You have to remember. If I was a kid, right, going to church,
sure,
and maybe I was with my parents, and you know what I mean, I'm consistent in that church, and they can see a transition going through.
Right.
That okay, this kid, and I mean, used to be this way, but all of a sudden he's changed to be that way. I can understand. But I was going to church on my own will, and that's what I'm saying to you. Yeah. When I was younger, obviously going to church with my parents, and that was different. So when you're saying that the church, to me personally, no kid goes to church trying to act bad.
Definitely.
Every kid goes to church trying to pretend to be good, and when they come out, they're going to do something else.
Definitely.
I know that the church can help in so many different ways, 100% in so many different ways, and I mean, and this is why me and Brian was talking about, like, this is why I'm here today.
That's right.
We're trying to find a way to engage with the children.
But then you know, I would say that, Michael, you know what? A perfect thing is then the church is a community.
That's what it's supposed to be a community.
It is.
It's supposed to be.
But that's what it is.
Yeah.
And because it is a community, that's why every person that comes in, it's a care.
Let me give something.
It's a guidance.
Let me give you something.
It's a training.
There's a lot of people that have been into church, that are in church right now, that have no idea of what the street is, or their ideology of a man like me. I'm a devil. I'm going to hell. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? They don't even want to engage with anyone like me. They don't even want to hear, because when they see you, straight away you're stereotyped. Just like the police will see a black man and stereotype you to say that you are this, you are that. Do you understand? So I think a lot of the time in the church, we are very judgmental. Right. So even the kids are going through problems in
but then I'll ask you another question. Please,
let me finish. Okay, a lot of the kids are going through problems that they cannot relate to the people in the church, because the people in the church are ready to judge them. There's girls going through things, and the church are ready to judge them. So what do? They will not go to the church. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? They're going to go outside, and they're going to find their own way of trying to resolve that problem. Definitely. But what I'm trying to, my main point is this: we are here today. Yeah,
I think we got a caller on the line. Just hold on a second.
Okay.
Good evening, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Sylvester from Germany.
Hello, Sylvester. You are welcome to My Life is My Testimony. We're all ears.
Alright. I just want to say something to the guy that is testifying.
Yeah, go on.
And then to all of you as well. It seems to me like you're putting more questions on him while he's not a pastor. I think he's there to testify, to say something that he's done and what God has transformed him to be. But it seems to me like it's a little bit diverting to more pastoral. So I think we should give him a little bit of time for him to go deep into his transformation. Because I'm here with my group and then we are all enjoying, but it seems like now but I just want to ask, is he a pastor or something?
No, he's not.
No, he's not a pastor.
Have you got a question?
So I'll be much more happy if he can go deeper into his transformation. I think that will help.
Sure.
Have you got a question?
Mr. Sylvester, thank you for your suggestion. God bless you for joining us. And well, yes. So the viewers want to hear. So just just getting away from that part a little bit. Just tell us, how did you get to where you are now?
Yes.
Okay, how I get to how I am now, it's a process.
Okay.
I have to do a lot of reading. At first, I had to love myself, because I think when I was on the street, the things I was doing, I wasn't loving myself, and I think I was quite bitter. Do you understand? With life, with my childhood, and I mean, I was still hovering a lot of childhood wounds.
Yeah.
That but when I start going through certain afflictions, you know what I mean, especially with the incident that I had with the girl's mom, you know what I mean, the things that they did, it really made me see that yes, there's evil out here.
Right.
Do you understand? And like I said, I was the dreams I was having, and you have to remember, you see, when the devil comes to attack you, you have to remember, the devil is the devil's weak. The devil can only torment your life, and you yourself, you do the damage yourself. Do you understand? So I was getting tormented in so many ways. I was getting spiritual attacks. You know what I mean? They will do something to provoke me all the time, to get me angry, to basically to knock me off my vision. Right. Because my vision was trying to get this money and sort my life out. But they had to knock me off my vision because they knew where I was going. You understand? Because I used to share with them everything I was doing. So every day they used to frustrate me. They used to frustrate me. So the police will come into my house and come and harass me because their mom said I threatened her, or they said something about me that the police will come for me, because they knew also that the police, when they mention my name, they know the police is coming for me, because the police didn't like me. Do you understand? Not like I was, you understand, but my name, have a history. Do you understand? Have a history. So, and one thing, I didn't like the police or anything to do. I don't want to know. Do you understand? Because sometimes you might probably be standing with someone that, you get me, and then something's happening, it's end up affecting that person. So basically, I was going through a lot of things, and I started reading. I came across, like I said, The Secret came to me, and I got to read about Jerry and Esther Hicks, and I started reading about laws of attraction, and laws of attraction was basically saying about the power of your mind, the power of your thinking. So I was more focused on that, on how the mind works, you know, because whatever they were doing, it's all in the mind. The more I think about it, if I believe it, then it's going to happen. But if I can put my focus on something else and focus on that, and focus on God or whatever, do you understand? But you know what? It was a battle. It was a battle. Whatever they were doing, as much as I was praying, as much as I was fasting, as much as I was going to church, I was still dabbling in certain things. And I was still weak, flesh-wise. So what happened? I was still sleeping with that girl. I was still sleeping with her. Do you understand? And sleeping with the other girls. I remember second baby mother, bro. It come like I've jumped from the pot into the fire, because whatever they did, everybody that was coming my way was not good for me, and also I was making a lot of wrong decisions. Do you understand? Because my mind is clouded now. The same way that I lost the money. Do you understand? Because my vision was clouded. That's right. My judgment was clouded. So I'm meeting wrong people, and I'm letting a lot of wrong people into my life. Company. My real circle, everybody left me. Everybody disappeared. So now I have new circle coming in. But this time, when a new circle's coming, remember, this time I'm still reading, I'm still learning about laws of attraction. I'm still learning about God, I'm still reading, I'm still going to church. Then I came across Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. I came across Napoleon Think and Grow Rich, and that gave me another boost. Then a friend of mine who had done, I think, 10 years in jail, for some robbery. I took my daughter to the park, and I met him, and me and him was talking, and basically I asked him, how's he doing? And what came out his mouth shocked me. He goes, I am enjoying the abundance of this wonderful day. And I was like, rah, that sounds like something I read. And I was like, what did he say? He goes, bro, the universe is great. Look at the sun. Look at the plants. Look at this, look at that. And when the guy started talking, I just liked how he was talking, because everything that he was saying seemed so positive, you know what I mean? And I gravitated to him. So we was talking, it's like, oh, you know what? I've been listening to the laws of attraction, and I was like, wow, I've been listening to the laws of attraction too, you know what I mean? So he came and he gave me the teachings of Abraham. It's a 5 CD, 5 disc CD, right? And he bought that for me as a gift. And bro, I started listening to it, I started tuning myself into it now. Now I'm reading other books. I'm getting to know about Bob Proctor. I'm getting to know about Jack Canfield. I'm getting to know about Michael Beckwell. I'm getting to know about Lisa Nicole. I'm reading book with Oprah. I'm reading Russell Simmons' book. You know what I'm saying? So I start reading, and everything I was reading, it just resonated, and it started changing me. It started changing me. My mindset started changing. And I had to start changing myself, and I had to kill that old self. But It was a process. I couldn't kill that old self just one time.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was killing my old self, and basically I had to change my vocabulary. I had to change how I walk. I had to change how I talk. I had to change how my, you get me? How even like I stopped driving.
Yeah.
Driving, when I lost that money, it's like certain things didn't become important no more. When I started reading, I started reading, and I started listening to affirmation, I started listening to a lot of publications on YouTube and that.
Right.
So the more that I was in tuning myself with positivity, I realized that a lot of the things that I was doing didn't benefit me.
Right.
And I started, the people that I have around me didn't benefit me. So even when I go and hang around with roadman,
Yes.
they look at me different, like, because they see the change. Understand? When I'm talking to them, they know that, nah, this guy, you know what I mean, there's been a change here.
Level.
So I wasn't accepted on the road anymore.
Right.
Because I took my face out of the road for a bit. Do you understand? I wasn't accepted on the road anymore because my vocabulary changed.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to fit in different places.
Right.
But this time, bro, the most important thing is that I'm still trying to do road. I'm still trying to do road. Even though I'm learning these things, I'm still trying to do road. Understand?
So when it
got
to
it wasn't
the point,
helping.
When it got to the point where, like, basically you lost everything, and you know, you was going through all this change process, right? What was one of the biggest decisions you took, and how did that affect on you?
Boy, you know what? It got really bad, yeah, because I lost everything, and I even picked myself back up again. I moved in with my second baby mother. We had a yard. I fixed up the yard for her. She had a Then things were getting so bad. I moved from here and I went to my own Kings. I got me in like a nice little semi-penthouse apartment up there. So like I'm back to, you get me? I'm driving. I'm doing my thing. Back to, you get me? Living life again. And again, things start going down. Making more wrong decision. I'm spending money. Money's coming. I'm making links, and bro, until I start losing everything. I start losing everything. I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go. I met a friend, and he said, "Come to VPA."
Yeah.
And they took me to my friend took me to VPA. I went to VPA. I don't know if you know about VPA, but it's a church in Barking by Pastor I think Oshumolu. I think that's his name.
Yeah, some time ago.
Yeah, some time ago. So I started going VPA with this friend, and I decided to do the deliverance. I'll go through the deliverance. Understand? So I have to go through the deliverance, bro. Could you believe? Yeah.
How was that like?
That was crazy, man. That was amazing, because that breaks some things off of me, because whatever I was dealing with, whatever they've done in the past, yeah, it's taking full effect, because now it's been few years now, yeah. Now
the full
effect, bruv. My mind, bruv. I'm there, yeah.
All of it.
My head will be hot, bruv. My head will be hot, like somebody was, and I knew there was something happening.
Right.
I knew there was something happening, because now my appearance, I didn't care about my appearance anymore. You get me? And I said to myself, if you let your mind go, that's it. So all I did is continue to activate my mind. You get me? Keep my mind focused on reading, searching for God, doing something. So I'm always praying. I'm always doing something, bro. So I'm going through the delivering prayers now. And before I got to I was going to the church, and before me to do the delivery prayers, I needed money. I got to some few people around me, asking them, borrow me £500, because this delivery prayer is gonna take like 6 weeks.
Wow.
I needed money. I needed to be able to get to Barking and back every day, and I couldn't eat certain food. And do you understand, bro? Nobody will help me. I'm going to all the immediate people, close people to me. Lend me £500. Everybody's looking at me. Nana. And they gave me £500. Gave me £450. And you know what? I went on the deliverance, bruv. I was able to buy my bus pass, my travel to get to Barking and back. Right. And that's what I'm saying to you, able to, you know what I mean? And you know what, bro? I went through the deliverance, bro. And when I was going through the deliverance, this was the craziness. I think I'm about maybe 3-4 weeks into the deliverance now, right? And I have a dream. In a dream, I was jumping into clean water, because they had the dirty water. Like before that, I was in a dirty water. So 3 weeks, 4 weeks into the dream now. And what I liked about VPA is that from Monday to Friday, you go for prayers at VPA. You understand? And it was like an affirmational prayer where you recite those prayers, then you pray. You understand? Right. And bro, that was helping. So I was doing every week, every day. I was going back and forth. Understand? So 3-4 weeks into it now, this dream, I've come. It's like I was in an arena where we're jumping into this thing. You could see your face in this water. Wow. So brother, jumping into the pool and I come out. You get me? It's like I'm washing myself off the dirt. You get me? There's no dirt on me, and it's like all the dirt is going. Bro, I'm about to jump into the water again, and someone nudged me. Once I jumped, and I missed the pond by inches. And I've come out of the river. I've come out of the pond, the pool, and I've gone up to the guy, and I'm like, "Why did you push me? Right. What's that for?" And he goes, "I am the ambassador of the devil."
Wow.
And this is my dream, and
it's a deep dream.
I'm like, ambassador of the devil. Well, I'm a child of God.
Wow.
That's right.
I like
Amen.
that.
Don't touch me.
Amen. Boss.
Yeah, bro. In a dream, this person changed into something else, like the devil, and it started trying to attack me. So I was running. I'm running, and all these people chasing after me. So I've gone and hide behind one stairs. Yeah, and everybody's run past. They all run. They think I've gone to the other side. Nah, this guy is come. Yeah, and there was men, there was women. Do you understand? I couldn't believe it, bro. I've seen like light-skinned chicks, and so when after the dream, it made sense to me anyway, bro. So in a dream, I'm hiding. I'm scared. I'm hiding. So this guy is seeing me underneath the stairs. So he's calling the rest. I've got him. I've caught him. He's here. He's here. He's here. And then there was an announcement. Right. It's like they've called him. Then all the people that he called, everybody come and run past the stairs. He's run off a swore. Yeah. They all ran past the stairs. They didn't see me. And I walked out. I woke up out of my dream. When I woke out of my dream, my bed was literally wet.
So literally that dream was an affirmation of
transformation.
Bro, that dream was to show me that, you know what,
really
God's got me.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying to you? Yeah.
Okay.
I got another thing.
It showed a major transformation.
When I was going through all of these things, yeah, I used to go to the parking lot. I used to take my daughter to the parking lot. So every time I go to the park, I will buy bread and I will break it down and give it to the birds. Right. Yeah? And I was doing that a lot. Like, because I'll take my daughter to the park, and you get me, it's like, give some bread. And that became my thing. So I used to do that, and I used to pray. Yeah, and there's a lot of birds, and I mean, they got the pigeons, they got the crows, and they got the sea.
So it's a big park.
So I will buy a lot of bread. So when I've gone there that afternoon, I'm breaking down the bread, and this old man is sitting down, and he's got his Bible, he had his grey hair all over, yeah. And I was like, right, that's strange. So the man asked me, what am I doing? I said, oh, I'm breaking down the bread for the birds. And he looked at me and he smiled. And the man started talking to me. He goes, why do you do it? And I said, oh, you know what, I use this park all the time. So this is just my goes. Whoever that has done you wrong, yeah, they're going to regret it.
Wow.
And that man gave me some inspiration. It was an elder, black man, grey hair. And he spoke about God to me, and he's telling me that the time and place that I've met him, it's no mistake. That day I was supposed to meet him there, it was already designed before I was even born.
Wow. No.
So now that made my faith in God even more. Wow. You know, my faith in God even more. Like, this man prophesied something to me that day that it changed something in me. Right. So to be honest with you, after that day, I didn't care about anything no more. I didn't care. Wherever troubles was coming my way, and believe me, troubles was coming my way, because both baby mothers were giving me hell. Yeah? Both of them were assigned to come into my life to destroy me. but they weren't able to, because you know what,
we
God
bless
has
God for
assigned
that.
me to get to this part that I am today.
bless
Do you
God for that.
understand?
Amen.
You know,
Yeah,
That's
so we
wonderful.
thank God for that.
Amen.
So
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, that was just some of my testimony. But I just want to run it off though, right?
That's definitely true.
A lot of the time, people that are on the street, they are broken, they are hurt, they are lost. They don't love themselves. I didn't love myself when I was on the street. I didn't even know who I was. I was just doing things just to fit into society. But just remember, every action has its equal and opposite reaction. Yeah? When you do something positive, it will bounce back and it will come back to you.
Definitely.
You do something negative, the same way, it will bounce back and it will come to you. So what I'm saying is that whatever you're doing, please know God. Express God. Know God and love yourself in and know that God will do to you. Right. No matter how many people will write you off, no matter how many people will look down on you. You used to be a top boy, now you're not a top boy no more. No matter how much they will look down upon you and make you feel like you are nothing. Remember, bro or sis, whoever you are, God is going to make a difference in your life. Amen. Life is not going to be the same.
Well said.
So I just want everyone to know out there, if this resonates with you, please, 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 just before you leave your house, give thanks when you wake up in the morning. Just a thank you. Your prayers doesn't even have to be anything harsh. Half of the time my prayers are just one that want to hurt you, don't keep them around you. I don't believe in keeping your enemy closer. That's right. Well, if they want to hurt you, run.
God bless you.
Run away from them. If they don't resonate, if it's got nothing to do with God, run away from them, because God is the one and only way. So I want to thank all you guys, everyone that is viewing, everyone that is watching. Yeah, I want to thank you and God bless.
Thank you. Yes, if you even need to say anything anymore, God bless you for joining us today. Right. We have run out of time. Don't worry if you haven't been able to call in or send any message or join in today. Next week will be another chance. You can still get to watch this video when we're done on our Facebook page, Omega Live TV, and on our YouTube page as well, Omega Live TV. God bless you for joining us today, and we'll be back your way same time.